Hey everybody, welcome back to another movie review. Hope you guys been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. Just grabbing my notes, just don't mind me. We're gonna get through this fairly quickly because on one level I have um, uh, nothing but really positive things to say about the film, and for another, my camera is literally going to die any second, so I feel the need to get this review done. So. Um, The film being The Quiet Girl, which is written and directed by Colin Barrett. I'm not sure how you say it, his last name, but this is his directorial debut, and tells a story of a young girl named Kate, as she is living in quite a toxic environment with a drunk father and a mother who is pretty, overwhelmed with the, with children and, basically having to be the parent of the house. She is sent off to her, I guess you could say, grandmother, and, or at least, to her sister, a middle-aged, distant cousin. That's how they describe it here. Um, and that cousin's husband, and they take care of her for the summer. And through that, she gets an idea of who the family is, and ultimately what the movie is about, which is about a sense of belonging and a sense of worth, and her coming to realize such a thing and understanding um, the toxicities that were at her home, and also with being at in this new home for the summer, easing into us to a sense of normalcy. Um, and what I think that the film does so well, I don't know if you could tell on my face, but I just wiped away a few tears from my face because one of the things that the film does quite quite well is it has a gentleness to it that is just so dense and so rich, and that gentleness leads to tenderness and engagement. And um, ultimately, what you get is, um, the film is in many ways a tragedy, especially with how it ends. In its finale, I was just really emotionally charged at that moment because of how things are being set up. Um, and what I was saying earlier about its gentleness, though, it's very, it leads with that sort of feeling. It's not a movie that's all about, showy performances and stuff like that. It's a film that is really anchored by its craftsmanship, and for another, the beauty in its scenery. It is so sharp, and at some points, it oddly enough reminded me of Pete Maman, um, in terms of its utilization of visuals, and again the sharpness of the focus of its cinematography. It reminded me of Pete Maman for some reason. Um, Pete Maman being more colorful though than the Quiet Girl, um, but I think that why the film won me over so much is in its attitude, its demeanor, its tone. It is so, it's apparent in its setup, and that's the one knock that I would give to it, is that it's rather apparent of its circumstance and rather unsurprising in terms of its navigation. Like you know how the drama is going to unfold. You know ultimately what the drama is at its core. But it's the again, this craftsmanship. Like there's one thread that they had that I thought was just like every time that it happened, it really just really got a hold of me, and that is this thing about running. Um, on one level, it actually reminded me of my favorite movie, which is that of Forrest Gump, in terms of just the packaging of the idea of running this, and without giving much away, or well, I mean, I pretty much gave what the film is about. So essentially, about those running scenes, it echoes kind of that of Forrest Gump, where it's this run of like freedom, and that run of just um, of like ultimately just allowing yourself to just stretch and no longer having to feel so boxed in. There's that same sort of energy that's being presented in those scenes. There's the first scene where she's having to run to get the mail, and then the very end of the film, which is the exact same thing. And there's just more of an emotional punch to it because of the journey that you went on, and because of your engagement and your involvement and your utter investment in the drama that's unfolding. It's very meditative and very tender and very gentle. And for all those qualities that are there, I think, and also the music in it is just, like, the score is just brilliant. I think it's a wonderful score. I just want to know who did it, just so I can say the name. Stefan Redkins, his music in this was just absolutely amazing. Like I said, although it is apparent of what it's about, and it's not surprising. What is really surprising of it is the emotional center of it and how much it impacted me and how involved I was in it. I just found myself just really absorbed by it. And it's a film that I think that a lot of people will miss. But I think it's something of a gem. It's really, really, really great work. Mostly held together by the strengths of its craftsmanship and just the aura that is made here, that is created. It just gets you, and it just has you caring about the circumstance, even though you know that what the circumstance ultimately is and what is going to be as the journey plays out. It's really, really good. I really found myself. I really found myself just loving in its craftsmanship, and the characters. It's really well built. It's a really well constructed film, even if I know exactly how things are going to go. So, but those are my thoughts on The Quiet Girl. I found it to be a really, really great piece. But you guys want to know your thoughts on The Quiet Girl, if you guys have seen it, if you guys liked it, or if you guys didn't like it. Let me know in the comment section below. And that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Just checking my battery. We're still good. I just really enjoyed it. I mean, the more I sit on it, the more I find myself really enjoying it. So yeah, those are my thoughts, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until then, I will catch you guys in the next video.